Hey guys, welcome to M&MM IELTS. Today's video is about speaking part 1. So your speaking section, your part 1 of the speaking section. There are a few points, some do's and don'ts that I want to share associated with speaking part 1 because a lot of times we just underestimate this topic thinking it's a very easy part, but then it is also easy to score and we have to be very careful while answering. So let us see how we can nail this part 1 of your speaking section. Let's get started. So first I will start with do's, and these things I really want you to understand that every pointer that you see on your screen, I will connect it with the last pointer, which is the example, and I will show you how you can use how to use your pointers in the example form. So just make sure that you also make a note of how to speak something that is associated with these points. So let us start with the first one. Understand that this is an icebreaker. What do you mean by icebreaker? You need to understand one thing, that your speaking exam, when you start with your speaking exam, the part 1 of your speaking exam, you're very nervous, you're anxious, you're shivering sometimes, you're sweating because you're stressed. You have all these thoughts coming to your head that I have to perform, you have to do good in this exam because I've paid so much of money, I've invested so much of time, and I want to reach to my end goal, which is having a career and life in X country. Totally get that. We understand your emotions, we understand your thoughts and feelings associated with this phenomena. However, what this would do is this would give you tremendous pressure, and even if you have prepared good, if you have prepared well, you will not be able to perform because you are stressed. So what you need to understand over here is that the reason part 1 is so simple and it is something that is associated with your everyday life, it's because it is designed to make you feel comfortable. It is designed so that this part can help you settle down. So don't get nervous and think of anything else when you are answering questions in this part 1. Yes, they sound very simple. You have to be very simple and straightforward. You don't need to answer in a very complicated way, or you don't need to come up of any Oxford or Cambridge level ideas. Just be very simple in answering your question, because you have to understand your focus has to be, you have to be calm, you have to be composed, and you have to settle in the exam environment. That is the agenda behind part 1. The next pointer is focus on fluency and pronunciation. Now, fluency and pronunciation, that does not mean that I'm only asking you to focus on fluency and pronunciation only in part 1. No, you have to focus that throughout the exam. But the reason I'm saying that you have to focus on fluency and pronunciation in part 1 is because a lot of time what we do is the way we answer these simple questions. For example, they might give you questions like, do you work or do you study? And you'd be like, I think I was working and then I am studying. No, this is not how you answer. You have to answer spontaneously. Yes, you can think for a couple of seconds, as in a few seconds, but you cannot take your sweet 40-50 seconds to answer this simple question. You can be like, yes, I work and I study as well. I work part-time, which is 20 hours a week, and I study Masters of Electronics Engineering. Something like that. You have to answer fluently without any hesitation. Fluency means answering without any hesitation, without fumbling, without any unwanted pauses. That is what fluency means. And what is pronunciation? Pronunciation means the sound that you create while speaking a word. So your pronunciation, the way you speak, should be very clear. The examiner should clearly understand what you're saying. They should not think, oh, what is the student saying? If that becomes the case, that means your pronunciation is not clear. So be confident, be clear, answer the question straight away. Don't beat around the bushes, as in, for example, somebody is asking you a question in part 1 about festivals. So which is the most favorite festival of yours? So answer straight away that, for example, Christmas. Let's say Christmas. Answer straight away about Christmas. Don't be like, yes, festivals are very important part of one's life. They help you with your mental health and they help you to keep you happy. No. The question is not what are the importance of festivals. Don't create that base or platform. That is not needed in part 1. Just answer straight to the topic. Christmas is my most favorite festival. It comes in December during the winter season, and winter is the most favorite season of mine. So I think that is one of the reasons that I love Christmas a lot. What did I do? Did I answer something that was, you will be like, oh my god, wow, this answer I can never even think of? No, it was a very basic level answer. It was not a very, very 7-star level answer. It was a very basic level answer. But you need to have that confidence, clarity, no unwanted pauses, clear pronunciation, and that will help you to get your score. Next point, answer using compound sentences and give a brief explanation. The word brief is very important. You should not be giving them detailed explanation of 7-8 lines. Please don't do that. Answer in 2 sentences at least if possible, because you have to understand one thing. Don't answer in 1 or 2 words, or don't give them simple sentence answers. Just give them a little compound sentence answers, as in give them some reason why you are telling them whatever you're telling them. For example, the last line, if you read, what is your favorite color? Don't be like green. No, this is not how you should answer in speaking part 1. My favorite color is green. That will be my first sentence. I have given them a full-fledged answer, a full sentence answer. This is how you start answering. And then give them a little bit of explanation. So I would say, my favorite color is green because I love doing gardening. And when I do gardening, I'm surrounded with green color all the time and it just makes me happy. Done. Was that a very detailed explanation? No. It was a very brief explanation of why I have told you green is my favorite color. There is a reason that it makes me happy. That's it. I'm not asking you to create very difficult responses. Create very natural, very genuine responses. And whatever you really like, if you share that, you will sound very natural and genuine and the examiner can notice it. The next one, prepare the most common topics. This is misunderstood a lot of times. When I say prepare the most common topics, that means you can do your research, your homework of what is the trend, what are the most common questions that get asked in IELTS Part 1, Speaking Part 1. You can make a list of those questions, you can write them down, you can read them properly and ask yourself, if somebody is asking me this question, what is the correct way of answering? But what you should not be doing is Googling them, YouTubing them, and then if somebody is answering those questions, mugging up those answers and just repeating the same answers like parrot in front of your examiner. You should never be doing that. I would never recommend this, because understand one thing, if you are a student who is giving the exam, the person sitting right in front of you is an examiner. They have a lot of experience. They know what they are doing. They know their job. So if you try and give them memorized answer, they know what you're doing and they will not give you a good score, because they have a legitimate reason that you're giving them just memorized answers, right? That's not the way to approach IELTS speaking. Be genuine, be natural, and don't stress about mugging up 1,000 answers and then speaking memorized answer. You cannot memorize so many questions. So just make sure that you're aware of the trend, but never memorize any of the answers. Now let us discuss some don'ts. Even these are very important, because it is important to know what to do in the exam, but at the same time it is also important to be aware of what you shouldn't be doing, because that will reduce your score. So let us start. First things first, ignore what the examiner is doing. A lot of time when we start answering, or even in the middle of our answers, if the examiner is doing something, maybe they have turned a page, they are writing something, they are erasing something, they are doing something with their record machine, we look at them, we get stressed. Oh, what is he writing? What is she writing? Don't focus on what they are doing. That is not your job. Your job is to focus on the answer that you're giving. Otherwise, what happens is, when you focus on what they are doing, you get distracted, you lose the plot, you forget what you were saying, then you start answering again. They will stop you because you've started answering again and you're wasting your time, and that makes you more nervous, and you'll be like, oh my god, what did I do wrong? Why have they asked me to stop answering? Why can't I finish my answer? We don't want to be in such situation, because that is not going to help you. Just be careful. Just focus on what you are supposed to do. follow their instruction, but don't focus on them so much that you're aware of what they are wearing, what is there in their hand, which company pencil they are using, why are they using that eraser, what are they exactly writing, what is the number that they are trying to write, is it 7 band or is it 6.5? No, you will not be able to figure out what they are doing. Just focus on what you are supposed to do. The next point, do not memorize the most commonly asked questions. I think we discussed in do's that you're supposed to be aware of the trend. You can be aware of what questions get asked in part 1, but that does not mean that you sit and write down what other people are answering. You write it down and you start memorizing it, mugging it up. That is not how you approach your speaking part 1. Please don't memorize what other people say. Go through the questions, write down the answer, what you feel is something you like. If you, for example, the same question, what is your favorite color? Let's say you like orange, for example. Then write down, my favorite color is orange, and why you love orange. Maybe you love looking at the sunset, and when you look at the sunset, it just makes you feel that orange is your most favorite color. Something very genuine. Just because that student got a very good score, that student got an 8 band, and because that student got an 8 band, his or her favorite color is now my favorite color for IELTS test. No, that's not how you should be approaching IELTS test. Next, do not take unwanted pauses and do not repeat. What I'm trying to say over here is, when you answer your questions in part 1 speaking section, what happens is the questions sometimes they sound very easy, and when the question is very easy, we love to think a lot because we are like, oh, I'm confused. You know, sometimes when you have a lot of options to eat, you're like, what should I eat? Should I eat this? Should I eat that? Similarly, when you have a lot of options to wear clothes, you cannot decide what should I wear. You're like, should I wear this? Should I wear that? Yes, you can think for a few microseconds, but that does not mean that again you start thinking for 50 seconds just to say what is your favorite color. So if the question is, what is your favorite color? You cannot say like, I think my favorite color, I would say blue. No. Actually, my favorite color is orange. Don't do this. Don't take so long. You're annoying the examiner. It is a very simple question. Let's keep it straight to the point. Let's keep it simple. Let's answer to the best of our knowledge. So if somebody is asking you what is your favorite color, you got to start answering right there spontaneously because it is your favorite color. So I'm assuming you should be aware of what your favorite color is. And if you feel that there are a lot of colors you love, you can start like, I would say this is a difficult question for me because I love a lot of colors, but the most favorite one is black. That's how you can answer yourself. I'm not saying that you cannot be someone who loves more than one color. No, you can love 10 colors, but you need to be very specific with your response. The reason I'm saying black is because when I wear black clothes, I just look too good. So you have given them a legitimate reason, right? Or I would not say I look too good. I would say I look presentable. This is IELTS, so let's make it a little more professional, let's make it a little more academic as well. So the way I speak these words would decide what band I get. So answer the question spontaneously without those unwanted pauses is what I'm saying, and without thinking a lot. Just make sure that you don't waste your time and examiner's time, because if you think for a long time, they might ask you to stop and they might ask you another question that will just make you feel that why was I not allowed to finish my previous response, and that is not doing any good to your mental stability during the exam. It's in fact making you more nervous, so let's not do that. Next, very important, do not speak in a fake accent. Please do not create any fake accents. Please do not watch videos on how to speak American English, how to speak English using British accent. No, none of the IELTS examiner will expect you to have an accent which you don't belong to. Okay, if you are born in China, if you're born in India, if you're born in any other country, every country student will have a different accent. There is no rule that if you stick to this accent you get a better score or a better band, and if you speak this accent you don't get a good score. There is no such rule. Please stick to your original accent. Please stick to the accent that you normally speak. If you are from X country and that country people have a specific accent, you will get your scores using your very own accent. You don't need to copy anyone. Just because you have watched a video where a student has got 8 band or 9 band in speaking and they have a specific accent, don't try to copy their accent. Rather see how confident they are. Look at how they are smiling. Look at their hand gestures. Look at their wide range of vocabulary. Look at the way they don't make any grammar mistakes. Understand their fluency, understand their pronunciation. This should be your focus on speaking, not how they speak, what their accent is, what are they wearing. Your friend went to give IELTS exam, what clothes was he wearing or she wearing, what color clothes they were wearing. No, all that is not important. Just make sure that you don't create any fake accents. Last and certainly not the least, let us also, take some examples to understand what I'm trying to say. Do not answer in 1 or 2 words. Sometimes people in part 1, students in part 1, they give 1 word answer or maybe even a small phrase answer, 2 or 3 words. That is not what we are doing. For example, the very old question that we were discussing in the entire video, what is your favorite color? Don't say blue. Don't say that. Don't say blue. You can be like, my favorite color is blue because whenever I look at the sky in the daytime, it just makes me happy. Or it just gives me peace. Something associated with your favorite color. I have given them first sentence is immediately answering the question. Colors are very important form of life. They just make your life comfortable and colorful. No introduction needed. Straight away answer the question. What is your favorite color? Blue is my most favorite color. I have immediately answered my question and then I will support my answer with a reasoning. So I want to create compound sentences. My most favorite color is blue because something, something, something. That's how you can answer in compound sentences. I don't want to answer using simple sentences, or I don't want to answer using 1 or 2 words. That's not how you answer for getting a good score. I hope these do's and don'ts were very clear to you associated with speaking part 1. But if there is anything that is bothering you in IELTS, please put that in the comment section below and we are more than happy to make videos on those topics. But please follow all these strategies because they will really help you to nail the exam. Thank you. Bye for now.